Hello class, my name is Connor Davis, and this is my interview presentation. Welder fabricator is a job I hope to obtain after graduation. This job would entail reading blueprints, laying out parts, measuring, and welding with various processes. A welder fabricator would typically be seen in a shop or warehouse environment for the simple fact that welders only work outside when it's needed. For a welder fabricator interview, I would wear the following clothing. Unlike other interviews, there is no need for a fancy suit. Employment Solutions, a staffing and recruiting agency in Colorado, wrote a blog in 2014 titled "The Top 5 Interview Tips for Welders." In the blog, they state that it is entirely appropriate for a welder to show up in a long-sleeve shirt, jeans, and work boots. Employment Solutions also recommends welders to pack a welding jacket, gloves, and helmet. I would also recommend bringing a grinder in case any repairs of previous welds need to be made or prep work needs to be done. There are messages that I hope to convey with the interview clothing and equipment I selected. One of the messages is that I am ready to test. In most cases, welding interviews require testing. Anyone can say that they are a welder, but in this industry, you have to be constantly proving yourself to your employers and others by showing them that you are able to provide a quality weld that will last. To do this, it is important to become prepared. I've heard stories of people showing up unprepared to a welding interview and asked to leave because they didn't have their own equipment. Another message is that I know what's the appropriate attire for a welder. Safety is the #1 concern in this industry. In most welding processes, there are sparks and weld splatter coming from your weld pool. This is where your jacket, gloves, and helmet will come in handy. There are 5 popular questions that an interviewer can ask me. Glassdoor's blog post titled 50 Most Common Interview Questions, published in 2018, has stated that these 3 questions are common. Describe yourself, what's your availability, and why are you interested in working with us? These are 2 more questions that an interviewer can ask me. These questions are specific for a welding job interview. They are, what was your toughest welding job? Why are you the best welding candidate for us? The toughest welding job I've had was building a shelf system for a solar power battery manufacturer in a limited amount of time. And I am the best welding candidate because I graduated from an accredited school, I have my welding qualifications, and I have 3 years experience under my belt. At the end of the interview, I would most likely be asked by the interviewer if I have any questions. I read Indeed.com's undated online article titled 9 Best Questions to Ask Your Interviewer, and like these 2. What are the characteristics of someone who would succeed in this role? Can you elaborate on the day-to-day responsibilities that this job entails? I selected these questions because they would show me what characteristics I need to come in with and what I would be expecting on an everyday basis. Another question that I thought of myself is, can you show me around before we wrap up? I like this question because it would allow me to differentiate myself at the end of the interview. If the interviewer accepts to show me around the premises, I would be having an experience with him or her that most likely won't be shared amongst other candidates. In addition, I would be happy to get to know the premises of my possible future job.